Some European countries like Switzerland, Ireland, or Norway have developed a reputation for being excessively expensive. But you'd be wrong believing that all of the countries in Europe are expensive. At the end of the other spectrum, there are quite a few underrated European countries that are not only affordable, but also amazingly beautiful. These underrated countries in Europe offer a little something for everyone, from whimsical castles and major foodie destinations to secluded beaches. Additionally, the countries mentioned in this video are all ranked according to their average monthly cost of living, which was accumulated from Expatistan. But before we get into the list, we should point out that most of the countries listed in this video are in the Eastern Bloc. The current political tension between Russia and Ukraine might have a direct impact in some regions of these countries. Nevertheless, here are 15 cheap and underrated countries in Europe. Number 15. Slovakia. Slovakia is a small country in Central Europe which was once part of the Czech Republic. Recently, it is gaining popularity among foreign students and digital nomads due to its affordability and quality of life. In terms of economy and development, it's doing exceptionally well. And when it comes to natural and cultural heritage, it's incredibly rich and diverse. The average monthly cost of living in this country barely exceeds $1,500, even if chose to reside in its capital city of Bratislava. Additionally, it can be a great base to explore its neighboring countries, Austria and Hungary. So many locals from different parts visit each other quite often. Last but not least, Slovak people are very hospitable and very helpful. You can be a foreigner willing to move, they will make you feel very welcomed. Number 14. Croatia. Although Croatia is not as underrated or overlooked as other countries mentioned in this video, but it's still not as popular as countries like Spain or Portugal. Favorable property prices and the availability of idyllic locations and uninhabited islands have made it a hotspot for those looking to live or even retire on its sun-soaked shores. Most of the people who moved to Croatia chose to reside in its capital, Zagreb or Dubrovnik. However, thanks to the growth of the tourism industry, more and more people moved to Croatia to set up businesses along the coast, as well as in smaller rural areas. But keep in mind, cost of living varies dramatically depending on location. It'll also fluctuate based on your consumption habits and housing requirements. Number 13. Lithuania. Lithuania is home to lush forests, majestic valleys, and pristine rivers that flow from mainland Europe to the Baltic Sea. While the country still lags behind economically, its quality of life is still very high. Plus, the cost of living is very low compared to other Western European countries. And when it comes to accommodation, its cities consist of Soviet-era apartment blocks, while detached houses can be found further away from city centers with very affordable rates. Additionally, healthcare in Lithuania is one of the most affordable in Europe. The country provides free medical care, including ambulatory services for all residents. The only downside of living in this country is the climate. The average temperature for winter is around -6 degrees Celsius, while summer temperatures reach an average of 19 degrees Celsius. Number 12. Latvia. Latvia is another Baltic state in Northern Europe bordering Lithuania and Estonia. Much like Lithuania, it suffered under the rule of communism, but has long escaped that, and lately it is soaring into the radar of digital nomads. Overall, it's a great place for young people due to its low cost of living and vibrant creative scene. It boasts excellent museums and art galleries, an active nightlife, and close-by unspoiled nature. It's also an avid sports country with frequent football, basketball, and ice hockey matches. Furthermore, it's a great country to start a business, as the government has recently announced several perks for foreigners looking to invest in the country. Number 11. Serbia. Serbia is not the most conventional destination for foreigners, but those who take the time to explore it will find that it's one of Europe's best-kept secrets. Its cities like Belgrade and Novi Sad are the cultural hubs, offering extensive nightlife and other cultural hotspots. Besides, English is prevalent throughout the nation thanks to its growing tourism sector, while the healthcare system is robust, allowing those residing in the country to live worry-free in terms of health concerns. One of the major benefits of moving here are the tax exemptions available for foreigners, which is another reason to set up a business. Plus, its centralized location gives it a great climate and simplifies global access. Number 10. Romania. Romania is very affordable and highly underrated country in the Balkans. Its natural beauty, friendly people, and high quality of life make it an excellent option for moving to Europe, particularly for digital nomads or remote workers. It has a continental climate with 4 distinct seasons, including mild springs and autumns, sunny summers, and chilly winters. The average cost of living for a single person in its major cities is roughly around $1,000, while accommodation is likely to be the biggest expense in Romania. Overall, it offers a range of outdoor destinations to explore, interesting cuisine, fantastic cultural sites and opportunities, and the chance to explore a meeting point between Eastern and Western cultures. Number 9. Bulgaria. Bulgaria has come a long way since the collapse of communism, without a doubt. It is one of the cheapest European countries, if not the best value overall. The average cost of living for a single individual in the country is roughly around $950. Nowadays, it's gaining reputation as a great country for retirement. Retirees may find that their pension income goes far further in Bulgaria, and they could benefit from a move as it won't be dependent on the local economy to provide them with a living. The country is also getting famous for its long, sandy beaches with glitzy resorts like the Sunny Beach or Golden Sands in Varna, where nomads flock every summer. Number 8. Montenegro. When most people plan to move to the Balkans, their first destination is usually Serbia or Croatia. However, nestled right between them lies one of the most underrated countries in Europe, Montenegro. For some, it's an ideal country to live. It has stunning landscapes, beautiful beaches, and magnificent mountainous countryside to explore. Moreover, with such a low cost of living, a growing economy, decent healthcare system, and an emerging tourism industry, it can be a great place for retirees as well. You can live an extremely comfortable life for as low as $900 a month. Plus, rent, utilities, groceries will be all pretty cheap in Montenegro by Western standards. Number 7. North Macedonia. Located in Southeast Europe, the Republic of North Macedonia is surrounded by picturesque rivers and scenic, lush mountainous areas. It's a highly underrated country in Europe, but its growing economy and excellent agriculture and trade opportunities are attractive to foreign investors and business people. And compared to the rest of Europe, the cost of living is extremely low. That said, the wages in North Macedonia are also much lower. Nonetheless, it can be a considerable place for anyone who's earning elsewhere, specifically remote workers. Additionally, taxation is far lower than many other European countries. So if you're used to the more painful taxation, then the reasonable taxation in Macedonia is a blessing. Number 6. Albania. Bordering North Macedonia to the west is Albania, a vast nation with a long coastline on the Adriatic Sea opposite Italy. It offers young, lively cities, incredibly beautiful natural scenery, and an extremely open and friendly people, all at a price that cannot be found elsewhere on the continent. Its government has been working hard to rehabilitate the country's economy and global image. In the last 4 years, a lot of foreign investors have bought property near its coastal areas due to very affordable prices. On the downside, public services in the country are outdated, and despite efforts made by the government in recent years, Albania continues to struggle with growing crime levels. However, for many, the magnificent scenery and beautiful weather are enough to make up for a lot of the country's shortcomings. Number 5. Kosovo. Kosovo has a rich history and troubled past, but the young Balkan country has experienced steady economic growth in recent years. It's a partially recognized state. More than 100 United Nations members perceive it as an independent country. It's an open country, and it welcomes foreigners with open arms because it relies heavily on remittances to boost their standard of living. Plus, the average cost of living in the country is very low. A person can live here comfortably with a monthly budget of $800. Furthermore, it's a multicultural country where many ethnic groups live together. On top of all this, citizens of the European Union and North America can reside here for up to 90 days without a permit. Number 4. Georgia. Georgia is a transcontinental country at the intersection of Eastern Europe and Western Asia. The country is technically located in Asia. However, this Eurasian country could fit into either Europe or Asia. depending on which definition you use. The major reasons for people moving to this country are the beautiful nature, tax incentives, warm climate, and certainly the low cost of living. Furthermore, it offers entry visa for 67 countries upon arrival for 365-day stay. Most of the people who move to this country tend to stay in its capital city of Tbilisi. It's an active big city with bigger choices and opportunities for all its local people, tourists, and the expat community. Number 3. Moldova. Moldova is one of the least visited countries in the world. It's a small country nestled between Ukraine and Romania. There are few foreign nationals living here, most of whom are made up of those employed by NGOs, embassies, and multinational companies. The only reason it made its appearance on this list is for the low cost of living. A single individual can easily reside in this country with a monthly budget of $700. But if you're a digital nomad who wants to explore an unspoiled, off-the-beaten-path destination, Moldova might be a decent place for you. Number 2. Belarus. Belarus is one of the least explored countries in Europe. It offers residents a fairly average quality of life with natural attractions and vibrant cultural destinations. The low cost of living is one of the biggest draws for many digital nomads to move to Belarus. The average cost of living in this country is roughly around $650, even if you chose to reside in its major cities. On the flip side, it certainly has its drawbacks. For example, it has an authoritarian government. Few people are able to speak English, and the healthcare system is not up to par. Therefore, foreigners might have to weigh up the pros and cons of living in Belarus before making the move. Number 1. Bosnia and Herzegovina. More commonly known as Bosnia, this country boasts beautiful natural scenery, stunning medieval architecture, and historical sites. The cost of living here is extremely low by global standards. The prices of food and transport are minimal, and even accommodation is known to be affordable. A single person can reside easily in this country with a monthly budget of $650. Moreover, English is widely spoken in the country, and some learn it as a second language at school. That said, those who do wish to move here will enjoy a wonderful lifestyle with plenty to see and do. The country is known for its beautiful mountain scenery, and people who enjoy the outdoors will be able to make the most of its many opportunities.